Lord, teach us to fight and not to heed the wounds. We gladly welcome you all for the second day of Novena to St. Ignatius of Loyola. The theme for today's Novena is Bold Living in Today's World. Ignatius had to take bold decision between worldly things and the things of God. He spent one night praying earnestly for God's blessing and accompaniment in his new venture of saving souls and standing for truth and justice, thus surrendering his sword in front of the Blessed Lady. Today, the Lord is inviting us to carry Him and His message of love and justice, like the priest who carried the Blessed Sacrament boldly, marching along with the people. God is inviting us to not shy away from the injustices in our society and preach and practice the faith that does justice.
Reading from the book Walking with Ignatius by Father Arturo Sosa. To achieve real change, we need to be bold, which is a far from normal attitude, since it entails abandoning our comfort zone, what we once had, and what we have known and has been familiar. Courage is needed to face an unknown path, which can include risk that we are not always willing to take. Mary of Nazareth possessed this boldness when facing the impossible. Jesus was also bold. In fact, it could be said he was mad in the light of what he suggested in the Beatitudes. This boldness is not within everyone's reach, but there are people, steered by love, who enthuse others with their struggle for solidarity and become the yeast in the dough. The challenge is that there is an enormous amount of dough, and it is in no way easy to ferment, to allow the kind of radical transformation that leads to a better world. A changing and challenging world needs bold people. Boldness cannot come out of the blue. It rather emerges from the very soul which touches the ground reality of injustice, inequality, loss of freedom and violence. 2000 years ago, Jesus was bold to say, "Let anyone among you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." 500 years ago, St. Ignatius was bold enough to stand against a 12,000 strong French army at Pamplona for his king. Father A.T. Thomas was bold enough to stand against the landlords who were grabbing the lands of tribals. Father Stan Swamy was bold to raise voice against the authoritative powers which suppressed the Adivasis. What is our role? Violence, structural injustice, crisis of ethics and values, imposed ideologies and tyranny. How can we be bold? An individual's caste or religion is used to spread dissent among the people for political interests. In these chaotic situations, we are called to establish peace, justice, and reconciliation by embracing the diversity in religion and cultures. This gives us a clarion call to be and live in holy boldness. For unity and solidarity. Loving Father, instill in us a sense of togetherness and solidarity in a world that is frequently divided and ripped apart. Please assist us in bridging gaps, spreading tolerance, and pursuing